Hello, I'm David Ralph, and I'm Chief Executive of the Heart of the Southwest Local Enterprise Partnership. And we're having a series of conversations about clean growth. As you know, clean and inclusive growth is part of the LEP's central priority in order to deliver greater productivity and build back better following the challenges of COVID-19 and more recently our energy crisis and cost of living crisis. It's increasingly recognised that the overarching economic challenge and opportunity of our time is to deliver net zero and how we respond to future energy security. Our plan set out how this area can best achieve that through clean and inclusive growth, and we have really distinctive opportunities across the Southwest. So today I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Sally Basker from the Exeter Science Park to talk about clean growth. So hi to Sally.
Good afternoon. So my name is Sally Basker. I'm the Chief Exec of Exeter Science Park. I think this clean growth net zero objective that we're all looking towards is the big challenge for the age and one that we need to embrace.
So how does the Science Park playing its role in the clean growth piece?
Well, I think at one level, at a very institutional level, it's all my shareholders are in fact public sector, and they've each declared a climate emergency. They want us to be a sustainability exemplar. We are collaborating through the Devon Climate Emergency Response Group, the UK Science Park Association's net zero group that's emerging, and we've created our own net zero special interest group. In terms of what does that mean, if you come to the Science Park, you will see that we've now got 12 new EV chargers that are set up and ready to go. We have planning requirements that minimize the number of cars that are allowed to come here. We've got co-bikes, the 10-minute bus service coming here, and Devon County has put in a new bus shuttle from Pinho railway station. We then look at our buildings. We've got 2 net zero buildings funded in part or in whole by the Heart of the Southwest LEP. And our other buildings are better than EPC-B, which we are now looking to retrofit with LEDs and solar PVs, which will increase its performance still further.
What sort of clean energy companies and clean energy technologies are you seeing in your companies that are either based in the park or coming along to your meetings?
We've got companies like Quanterra that is doing landscape scale carbon monitoring, and they're doing an awful lot in the US, actually, which we're really pleased about. Remit Zero is developing gas and oil boilers and allowing people to jump straight to electricity solutions while keeping their existing radiators and similar, so minimizing the cost.
Do you think Exeter is a bit of a hub for these types of, and why would that be the case if it is?
I think it's emerging. I think the more people that we can get together, the better. I think it's our net zero special interest group, which we reached out to Plymouth Science Park to get involved, and Plymouth University as well as Exeter University is really trying to establish critical mass across the region. Because although we've got this huge land area and the longest road network in the UK for any county, we've got a very sparse population density. And so getting people together into these special interest groups is important for us.
And are there other offers the Science Park can make? So you've got some accommodation and you've got some interest groups. Is there and connections to universities? So is there sort of an offer there for people to come to the Science Park?
Yeah, there's always an offer, whether it's in the short term on a day basis, where they can come and use our hot desks or use our meeting spaces or whatever, or the public cafe, or have a longer term office here and benefit from the Set Squared incubation support to help grow their companies. So all of that exists, absolutely.
And obviously we're not an island here, so we sit in a part of a region that which we're sort of calling the UK's natural powerhouse. Do you recognise that as a particular opportunity going forward? So is the Southwest got particular benefits or advantages, or maybe even challenges that you think are particular to our patch?
The Southwest has certainly got challenges. I think sparse population density is both a benefit and a challenge. I think if you look at Dartmoor, it's a huge carbon sink at one level, but there are all sorts of challenges about getting enough electricity and everything else onto the moor. However, I think what that does mean is if we can make it work in our region, we can pretty much work anywhere around the UK. And that gives an opportunity to develop businesses and for those to grow based on UK potential.
And is that an ask of money, or is it an ask for greater recognition? Or, I mean, we've heard recently in the statements about clustering and things like that. So have you got any asks of government, or maybe even local partners, or perhaps a local enterprise partnership?
Well, we always want more money. Our clients always want more money. And as we go into this recession, I think anything that helps us to build those communities and attract money in from further afield is vitally important. The links that we have with Plymouth Science Park, with the universities, and with EPIC and Node and IAERO are the ones to really build on, because all of us in those centres and what have you, we need to support our tenants.
In 4 or 5 years' time, paint a picture for me of what the science park is doing and the buzz, hopefully. Just paint me a picture of what you think that might look like.
I would expect us to have 4 or 5 different special interest groups that are working continuously, let's say net zero, health and life sciences, perhaps defence and security, and a few others. I think those would be helping to generate communities, not just on each of the individual science parks, but more broadly across the region. Number one, a hotel has come onto site, which I think will make a big difference. And number two, that the private sector is investing in developing new buildings and properties and things here for companies where they see there's real benefit being here in Exeter. That whole ability to have a science branded strong hub is something that we can then use to shout about more effectively to government, and it then becomes a brand that we can then attract others to come to our region.
That's great, thank you, and thank you for helping bring clean growth to life a little bit, and hopefully we might follow this up in the future. So thanks for your time and appreciate it. Cheers.